Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first utab music podcast right here, coming to you from utab Music HQ. And we are very happy to do this. My name is Barnea, and you can call me Barney. I'm the head of content here at utab. And with me is Tomai Moneyhon.
Hello.
Hello, sir, which is the QA manager and a developer here at utab. And for a while now, we have been thinking that we should really do this podcast because for the first thing, we like to talk about music. And the second thing, we would like you to hear what we have to say. So we've searched around and there's not a lot of music podcasts that's just talking about the stuff people love, and this is what we are going to do right now. So before we do this, I'm happy that you are with us, and you can play us in all different kinds of platforms, and I want to pass this on to Tomai, which will tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do here at utab Music HQ.
So utab is the new home for music lovers. It's a place for any musician,
or is
singer. It's any musician, singer, really anybody that loves music can come over to our website, read about any news, and use our special algorithm to learn any song. It basically will show you all the chords and lyrics for any song, basically. We have a crew of professional musicians here constantly checking that all of the best songs are available and in perfect sync.
With chords and lyrics
and tabs. And really, it's getting better from day to day. And obviously, All with the magazine is doing incredible work with all of his articles and information that he's bringing to the table.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, we are working hard every day, and utab is not your usual startup. We do work very hard, like everybody else, but the music keeps us going, and that's the most beautiful thing here.
Yep.
So, this podcast is gonna be talking about music talk and all the stuff that we do here, and we're gonna just go straight up and start digging in your brain about the stuff we liked, and you might like too. So we're gonna edit this and put music right about now. So we can go into the first section, first thing we want to talk about. So Tomai, what is on our list?
Well, our list, because it's Christmas.
Oh, Christmas time. I love it.
Well, we thought of talking about a bit of presents and little gifts for yourself and anything really that you'd like to treat yourself, because this is the month of treating yourself with new stuff. And obviously
Isn't every month a month of treating yourself with new stuff, since people buying online? And
this one is special.
Okay, good.
Because, you get it in a box that's all wrapped and underneath a tree or a menorah or whatever. Some kind of place that you put a box.
All right.
And you're supposed to do as if you don't know what it is.
So are you buying stuff this week?
Oof. I'm in the process of selling stuff, and which is a kind of a gift to myself to release myself from all of the toys that I already have. There are a couple of stuff that are on my wish list in the coming months. Mostly microphones of all kinds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking into all of the Zoom microphones. Mm-hmm. If anybody doesn't know about those, really, you should check them out. It's all these portable recording machines, basically, from little tiny microphones that only have a record button, but that have great sounding microphones on them. It's two condenser microphones in an XY configuration, up to a mixer a portable mixer that has 8 channels and the same microphones inputted into the mixer. So I was looking at that. They also have one that for video that has actually a camera in it with the 2 microphones that they always input in every single thing that they add.
But that sounds like, if it's video, that sounds like a hassle, dragging it from place to place and taking video of
it's
whatever.
Tiny. It's really
tiny?
it's very tiny. It actually even folds up, the video one. It folds the microphone and everything. There's all kinds of little tiny gadgets for it. I already have, I think, like 3 microphones. I have 2 H2 Zoom H2 microphones, which are the one grade up from their basic one, which is the H1. It has, instead of just 2 microphones, it has 4. So it can do 2 directions, either front and back, or just front, or anything like that. It also does an omnidirectional recording. So it's really nice. If you have 2 of them, I always put them around rooms and record all kinds of stuff like that. I like keeping one in my bag, just so that if I do want to record even little tiny sounds to sample, I use that. Instead of buying the H1, which is also a great option. It really is just a little tiny stick, kind of looks like a lighter. And all it has is one red button that records.
Oh, that's cool.
Straight into an SD card, and that's it. I also have the mixer one that I just talked about. And so now I'm kind of looking into the camera.
Well, you should do it. You should buy it.
I don't know.
Those are nice presents, man.
As long, if I get to sell the other toys that I have, then I will be able to
Just
get that
buy
one.
it, man. Just buy it.
But hey, maybe my wife will hear this and she'll get it for me.
If you're listening to it right now, so Tomai really, really, really wants a new mixer recording toy that he's talking about. So you should really make this guy happy. I like guitars, though. I'm not going to buy anyone because the guitars I like are far too expensive. Because I go into a guitar shop or look online, and I'm not really a guitar player. I just know a few chords and a little bit of improvisation. But I really like how a guitar looks. I play the drums, but I like guitars better. Because it's sexy. There's something sexy about guitars, and the guitars I like are very sexy. Like my whole life, I've wanted a fresh, new, vintage. I say fresh and new and vintage together, but let's say a reissue of Gibson SG, red, shiny, with the little horns and the thick neck, and holding that. So sometimes I go into the guitar shop, I take it, I play it, I don't buy it. It's not that expensive, but one day I will. Maybe next Christmas I will do it.
I think what's nice about guitars is that you can hang them up somewhere, whereas drums, if you want to hang them up, it's
you can't put drums basically anywhere. Yeah,
it's not there to be presented in any way.
Yeah,
it's there just to take space, basically.
But all of you planning buying gifts for Christmas. So I really hope you're going to get some new stuff, especially the musicians buying all those toys, because it's an addiction, man. People buy all kinds of microphones and cables and guitars. And the minute, if you can afford it, and the minute you get one, you can't stop getting the other one and sell the old one, get a new one. It really is an addiction because it's nice. It's just like playing with toys.
Yeah, I mean, I bought my dad, not for Christmas, but for his birthday, I bought him a guitar that he always wanted since he was like 13.
Oh, that's so nice.
I got him the Rickenbacker the famous Beatles guitar. The Rickenbacker,
the George Harrison, John Lennon guitar.
Yeah, the big thick one. I really don't remember its name suddenly. It got out of my mind, but I got him.
Is it a sunburst color? Or black?
It's sunburst.
Sunburst?
And it's really nice. He already has a Stratocaster from the 70s or 80s.
That's cool.
American made, but he always wanted one of those because it's also semi-acoustic, so he uses it for like just playing around. It's much more fun. I would
love a guitar like that Rickenbacker. It looks cool too. It's so vintage look, and you always think of the Beatles when you see it.
Exactly. That's only why he really wanted it. Just to look at it, he always looked at those and was like, I wish I could have those. I also have a couple of more recommendations just for anybody who is planning on buying presents for each other.
Okay, let's hear it.
There's the EBow for any guitarist.
Oh yeah, of course.
The EBow is the funnest thing in the world. It's just this little tiny machine that you put it close to any string on a guitar or anything.
If you're right-handed and playing guitar, you hold it in your right hand.
Yeah.
And then you stretch it along the strings.
And what it does is it creates a vibration using, I think it uses magnets. And so it creates these long notes as if you're playing it, as if you're playing a violin, basically, but like a weird sound to it.
If you are a fan of Brian Eno, King Crimson, Bill Oswald, all those guys,
or the Steve Vais and all those guys.
Yeah, Steve Vais, but Steve Vais is a little different area,
it's a bit quicker
because it's a quicker and it's like a more rock feel. If you are a fan of all the long guitars, I don't know if Pink Floyd used it, but probably so, but I don't know. But if you're fans of Eno and Robert Fripp and all, and let's say today Steven Wilson, all those guys, they use it a lot.
Yeah.
And it's really like this psychedelic, long, emotional sounding feel to the guitar.
Yeah.
And it can really, if you are into it, it can really like get your mind to wander and stuff like that. It's a really an emotional tool.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into weird but fun toys for guitarists, or actually any kind of musician could use them. There's all of the looping pedals, effect pedals. Those are a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I mean, it really, you suddenly, you can do it always on the computer, use those kind of looping systems.
Yeah, but then you don't have your legs to click it.
Exactly. It's so easy and it's so fast, and you can create crazy stuff. I mean, I have a looper like that, and I always bring friends along, and we just do this game of passing around a microphone and beatboxing.
Yeah.
And it's the funnest thing ever.
Yeah,
I mean, it just creates these crazy, crazy things.
It's funny. What you do is you record one sound in the looper, and if you use your leg for it, so it's kind of like a cool feeling as well.
Yeah.
So you record one sound like you doing a beatbox or some kind of a rhythm with your mouse or whatever instrument, and then that sound is recorded and looped in sync and rhythm, and then you can record a different thing to it and a different thing to it and a different thing to it till you'll get some kind of an orchestral feel.
Yeah.
Just with that little pedal or your guitar and microphone. So yeah, looper is great.
Yeah, I think the best one I saw was a Boss one. I think I found it now. It's the RC20XL. That's like the main one. It's big and red. And
yes, that's the main one, and it's been around for a while now.
Yeah,
and every kind of a looper that does those things.
All of the virtuoso
would have it on his pedal boards.
Yeah,
not only virtuoso, people like John Frusciante and people that or Radiohead, I guess.
Yeah,
probably use it as well.
Sure they do.
It creates sounds that keep the music going, and you can play something else on it. Yeah. So that's cool, yeah.
Other than that, do you have any books to recommend? Because I have some books to recommend.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this, and this is good you brought it up, because books are a great present. And if you're not into books, so get someone a gift card for a Kindle or Amazon or some kind of an audiobook. That's cool too. Yeah. But if we're talking about music books, I'm not going to go into new ones. There are good new ones, but let's talk about music books, and let's talk about autobiographies, which is basically the only thing that I read besides the news every day and all kinds of music content. If I read books, it's autobiographies or biographies approved by the author or the musician or whatever. And I've read a lot. The last one I tried to read was Patti Smith's Just Kids. Like a month ago, I was on a plane back from New York to here, and I got it and started reading it, and I read like 25, 30 pages, closed it, and said no more. It was too sad. She writes wonderfully, really, but she starts out with grief in her relationship, and after that, growing up in New York as a very sick child and her friends dying. It's very sad, and I wanted to get to the parts when she talks about New York in the 70s and the 80s, but it was too sad to go through it.
You wanted all the fun parts.
Yeah,
basically.
I'm an emotional guy. I can't like look at drama movies and not cry or whatever because it's too much.
You want the sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yes,
this
is what I want. Or just people talking about how they wrote the songs I love, and or the albums I love in my life. How did they recorded it or whatever? But yes, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Sure, this is the most interesting part. So for that, I'm gonna recommend. There's several books, but I'm gonna recommend two. The first one is Anthony Kiedis. A book called Scar Tissue.
That one I heard a lot about.
So this is a surprise because Anthony Kiedis is, he's not Mick Jagger. He's not John Lennon. He's not a one that his private life is so exposed to the media. Most of his private life, he kept it kind of private. He talked about it in songs like Under the Bridge, the whole drugs thing. And
we all knew that he was a drug guy.
Yeah, of course. But this book is very surprising. For the first part, it is written very well. It is really, every word there like stuck into my heart. And his story is crazy. Really. I mean, I can't believe this guy is actually alive. Because the things that he's been through, and not only the drugs, being an addict most of his life, on and off, but he's been through some really weird accidents that almost killed him like on the spot. He had dengue disease while traveling Africa.
What's dengue disease?
That's a mosquito bite. Oh, hey, lad. How are you, sir?
Someone came to visit us.
Someone came into the room. We can edit it later or not. It's cool. It's cool. It's life. So that's a disease where you get from mosquito bite, and then you get really, really ill, like chills. It's kind of like malaria.
Oh, wow.
Think.
But so dengue sounds cooler, though.
Yeah, dengue sounds cool. I think I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right, by the way. So he had that, and he had a freak motorcycle accident right after leaving rehab for the who knows what time. And he crashed his motorcycle, and he flew in the air like 5 or 6 times and made it. And when he was a kid, him and Flea, they used to take like pills, like uppers, and they had this thing. I think he was 14, 15. They had the thing they used to go into in California. Like every house, most houses has pools, like Los Angeles, right? So they used to climb on top of buildings, roofs, and jump into pools. Just crazy kids, right? So they took a couple of drugs and they did it. And he missed the pool by a meter or two, fell straight on his back, broke his entire back, and was in the hospital for 3 months.
So basically what you're saying is he's half human, half cat.
Yeah, and he's so big and he has his muscles, and he survived the whole thing. And the story is really amazing.
Wow.
I really recommend you guys reading it, because he writes very well, and the music is in his heart, and the stories are crazy good. The other book I'm going to recommend, which is to the extreme, is the Motley Crue book. Which they did it very nice. If they have 4 members of the group, so each member writes an episode and then goes back and forth. Doc McGee, which is their manager, also writes a few episodes there, and they go throughout the time. From the time they were just
so it's more of the band, not just one person.
Yeah, it's the band. Yeah,
interesting.
And listen, if you want to get into rock and roll stories like the extreme ones, so Motley Crue, there hasn't been a notorious band like Motley. These guys were crazy. I mean, really, this is the top of the extreme with everything that has to do with sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You know, Nicky Sixx, the bass player and the songwriter, he died. His heart stopped beating from his addiction to drugs, and they got him back to life like 6 minutes later, which is something like that. He was dead, completely dead for 6 minutes, and they got him back to life, which is a complete miracle. I can't believe this guy survived all these years. But if you just want one story, I'm going to spoiler here a little bit. So there's a story they were on the bullet train to Japan, and Nicky Sixx and Tommy Lee, the drummer, were always like the real bad boys of the band. The Terror Twins was their nickname. So there's this one where they were drinking tons of alcohol on the bullet train, and they started beating up each other and going crazy. And Tommy throws a Jack Daniel's bottle, trying to hit Nicky, and Nicky ducks, and the bottle goes straight into someone's head.
Man,
like really hurting him very badly on the
poor little Asian guy.
Yeah, this Asian man, and really hurting him very badly. And they got arrested like the minute the train pulled in the station. Cops everywhere, and they went to jail. until someone bailed him off. And this is just a simple story.
Yeah. Wow.
So these are the two books I recommend if you really want like a nice adventure, if you have time this Christmas and ready for some crazy stories. Yeah.
Yeah, mine, I have a couple of recommendations. The books I read about music are more technical. So one of them that a lot of people probably talked about is How Music Works.
Oh, David Byrne. Yeah.
That book is really cool. I mean, if you don't have the patience to read a book, see his TED Talk. His TED Talk basically does the same idea and does it very quickly. So there's not as much detail, but really the most interesting thing is how... the thing I really took from it was he talks about venues and how venues really influence the music. So he takes the example of, I think it was U2 was the best example, because U2, when they started, it was this very they had a lot of punchy sounding music, like more.
A little bit more upbeat than
it's more upbeat, and the whole reason for that, like in his eyes, is because they were playing in small venues, and these small venues, everybody was jumping around. It was this very full of energy and no echo. It was all very intimate, and that created this effect of this chunk, 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 chunk. Whereas when they became these really, really big bands, this really big band that plays in huge venues, and there's people that are, kilometers away from them, that kind of sounding music could not work. It would just sound kind of muffled and it wouldn't make sense. So suddenly their music became this more flowy kind of easygoing kind of music.
Yeah, easy listening pop.
Yeah. And he obviously also talks about the history of all these famous venues. There was one in London. I really don't remember the name.
The Roundhouse?
Probably. All of these famous punk bands played there.
I was there at the Roundhouse trying to get into a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert.
Oh, man.
And I got arrested.
What?
No, I'm not exaggerating. I did not got arrested, but I was addressed to by police that almost wanted to arrest me. I'm sorry I'm breaking up your story.
Why?
Well, I went to London for a while, and a Roundhouse is a place in Camden Town, which is a nice neighborhood in London, which for years now, to this day it's a little less, but for years now it's like been the rock and roll place for London, Camden.
Yeah.
It has a market, all the rock and roll pubs. Everybody goes there. It's like and all the young people and everything. And at the end of the market, there's this place called Roundhouse. Led Zeppelin, The Doors, everybody played there.
Yeah.
Because it's like a really beautiful venue, and it only holds, I think, 2,000, 3,000 people. So even today, when like major bands like Foo Fighters or whatever, or the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they do like a launch thing, or they want to play for small audience, in Europe, they go there. And it's a really famous venue. It's been around for years. And I came to town and I saw Chili Peppers are playing a special show for their fan club and XFM listeners, which is a radio in London. So no tickets were sold to this. So I said, what the hell? I'm going to go there and going to try to see if I can get in. And there were, of course, these ticket scouters outside. They're trying to sell you tickets, and the cheapest was, I think, £280, which is a lot of money to go see the Chili Peppers. And I said, okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see if the show progresses. If time goes on, they're gonna downgrade the value of the ticket. But no, nothing. And I was there for like 4 hours. It was raining. I really wanted to see that show. And I met this kid. He said, I'm here too, and I just got a ticket. And he said, how did you get a ticket? Well, I said, this nice lady here was just like an older woman. Her husband called her, told her he can't come because he's stuck at work or something. So she saw me here and she offered me the ticket.
Wow.
And I was so jealous. I mean, so I said, okay, I'm gonna try to find this kind of arrangement. Maybe someone is.
I thought you were gonna run down this guy and beat him up and take his tickets or something.
That was my thought in my head. But so I was going around. I was wearing all black. I had a hoodie on my head because it was cold. I had a black bag. So 5 hours, like 10 minutes before the show started, up comes these 3-4 really muscular big guys, not wearing uniform, pulling up their badge, saying, "Okay, can I talk to you for a second?" And took me to the corner and said, "What are you doing here?" So I said, "I'm just a fan. I'm trying maybe to..."
They thought you were like a dealer for something?
I'm trying maybe to get in to see the show. So they say, they don't sell tickets to this show. I said, "Yeah. I was hoping someone will be considerate and see that I really wanted the show, and for some reason will let me in." They thought I was tickets. They thought I sell like bootleg tickets,
bootleg tickets, or maybe drugs. I mean,
or maybe drugs. Yeah,
but
probably because I looked kind of suspicious. I have a beard and I wore black clothes, and I was rocking around back and forth.
Just for you to know, you're kind of a suspicious guy.
Yeah. I get that. I get all that. And I said, "They don't sell tickets for this show." I said, "Yeah, but I was hoping someone will give me a ticket." So they said, "That's not going to happen. How do you think someone will just hand you a ticket?" So I told them the story about this nice lady who gave a ticket to this boy, and they said in their wonderful English accent, "Oh, what are you looking for? A nice lady?" And then they told me, "Okay, take your bag, get the fuck out of here." And I did walk in shame, knowing I'm not gonna see this show. But it was okay. I understood that, and that's it. So I'm sorry. Continue with your story.
No, it's okay. I mean, that's a pretty wacky story. Speaking of London, the other book I thought of, which I haven't read in a very long time, but when I was in London, I was looking through this bookstore and I found this, How to Make It in Music. I thought that was just a great idea for a book.
Who wrote that book?
There's tons of them. I was trying to find the specific one that I read. It was very, very to the date. I think he releases them every year because it was like, here are the producers you need to talk to, and here are the companies that will maybe sign you. It was very like
How to Make It in Music for Dummies kind of a thing?
No, it was more of like a magazine showing you all of the companies that you should call and all the venues in the area. It was very specifically for London. I just thought it was a really cool idea that it was like a phone book for musicians, basically. It just gave you all of the information. This is in a time where there was internet, but it wasn't, I don't know, it's just cool to have it in a book. So if you find something...
No social media probably, right?
Yeah, probably. It was just the beginning probably of that. But it was very interesting just to read, how to approach it and all kinds of stuff like that. There's tons of books like these. The one I found was by Stuart James Smith. That's the name I found. And it's called How to Make It in Music. So, but I found millions of those.
Did you read it and make it?
Yeah, look at me now. I made music, not made it in music. That's, I think.
Well, some will say this is the way that's your profound way of succeeding, or whatever. That's the real thing.
It's I just looked at it as an interesting art piece, I guess. The other one, which is also a very technical book, but this is one I had in my childhood. It was a tiny little book. It was all black. It just had these like gold writings on it, and it was the Harvard Music Dictionary. Mm-hmm. Also, a lot of Harvard.
That sounds intelligent.
Yeah, it was a lot of. There's a lot of music dictionaries, but I thought it was so funny because you just open a page and it'd be like the harp. The harp is made for playing on it with your fingers, and will create a sound quite like the piano.
So formal, man.
Yeah, it was very funny because it was just these weird random things. It was like, what is sustain, and all kinds of just little tiny ideas. But it's interesting to read these books just to like understand the lingo in these things. And I'm sure there's also books for like to understand how what to say in a recording session. I'm sure there's books that explain when someone tells you, talk to the talkback isn't working.
Yeah, you need to know what a talkback is.
Yeah. So it's all kinds of stuff like that.
Put the faders down, and do you hear the click?
Yeah, do you hear the click? A click. What is a click? What is that happening?
Yeah, can you put the click on the 1 and the 3 instead of 2 and 4 or whatever? Yeah.
And I'm sure it's stuff anybody that will go to a first recording session will learn very quickly.
Yeah, I always say experience is the best. You can read whatever you want and get degrees, but if you just go and work, so you're gonna know everything.
Yep.
Maybe get some studio time for this Christmas. Like pay your money that you saved and go into a studio and play.
Yep, that'd be cool.
That'll be a great gift.
Yeah, just get the experience. I mean, really, it's a fun experience. Don't mind the sound engineer that will be very unimpressed, because he's unimpressed with everybody. That I will tell you about any sound engineer. Other stuff, we didn't talk about this, but any vinyl player or album.
Oh, yeah.
Any album or song. I mean, really, you could buy all those stuff.
That's a very Christmassy thing also, because it's like in your home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a family thing, or if you don't have a family, so it's also nice to like cuddle up and listen to your records.
Yeah.
I like that. That's romantic.
That's another thing. I mean, it's a great gift to give, and there's some cheap ones, some really exotic ones.
Yeah.
It really is everywhere. Also headphones I thought of. I mean, I just thought of the coolest thing to give to someone that's like a tech guy that really likes all kinds of weird equipment. Get him bone conducting headphones.
What's that?
Bone conducting headphones are...
Sounds kind of scary.
It's kind of weird. What they do is it's stuff that you place on either around your neck. It's like this long necklace that will sit on on the bones beneath your neck. I don't remember what these bones are called, but whatever. They're sitting on your bones. It's either there or above your ears by your cheek.
That's crazy, man.
What they do is they will give this effect of, they will vibrate your bones basically, and you'll hear the music as if it's playing inside your head.
Your body, yeah. Oh my God.
The best experience, if you want to try this before you buy it, put your chin or even bite down on a guitar.
Okay.
And you'll have pretty much the same experience that you'll have from bone conducting headphones.
Oh.
You'll hear the music inside your head. If I bite on the tip of a guitar, if I bite on it or put my chin on it, it sounds really weird.
Yeah.
But you'll hear it in your head. It's a really
You can't see my face, but I'm doing like this very weird face with what you're talking about.
He's kind of looking at me like I'm just a weird guy.
No, but that sounds like an experience, man.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Also, headphones, a lot of people use in-ear headphones, but if you buy any studio headphones or open-ear headphones, which means that the back of these headphones that you'll put on your head are actually open, is a completely different experience of playing music.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to experience different kinds of headphones because you really hear everything differently. Open ear headphones, they create a better sense of space, which is really nice.
You can hear the room in the recording.
Yeah, and you can hear outside of what you're listening to, which is kind of nice. Like in the office, I like having headphones that I don't have to be, that I'm not closed, that anybody that needs to talk to me can talk to me, unless I'm listening to any kind of heavy metal or electronic music that there's no way, even if it was just playing on speakers, that I hear anybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, those I think are the basic presents that we both have to recommend. Do you have anything else?
No, this is pretty much covers it up.
Yeah.
This is nice. I wish to everyone that get these kind of presents because it's very cool, and I hope you have a great Merry Christmas with lots of music.
Yeah.
And cool gifts, man. I like your list.
Yeah. The other thing also is Christmas songs.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the music itself besides the presents and the stuff.
Yeah.
Christmas songs. So every year there's this Mariah Carey song.
Oh, it's my favorite. That's what I was going to say. I really like that song.
All I Want for Christmas Is You, baby.
It's just a great song.
And it was released originally in 1994 by Mariah Carey. And every year there's a Christmas charts going on because people are playing radio and shopping malls and stores. They're playing Christmas songs. So they play this song, and it comes up number one every year for the past 11 years.
Because it's great.
Because it's great, and I guess Mariah is cool. People think she's sexy, and she's doing it well. But this year, and we wrote about this in the magazine too, this year, for the first time in 11 years, she got dropped to number 2.
Ooh.
And the number 1 is a cover of a song called Happy Christmas Time, Wonderful Christmas Time, by Paul McCartney and Wings, which was originally released in the late 70s. But the cover version that is now going in number 1 is a cover by the Shins. which was released in 2013 in a very Christmas special called Holidays Rule. And it's when people do Beatles covers, so there's a thing with Beatles fans that they need to know if it was approved by the band. So this is Maca approved. When I say Maca, I mean McCartney. Mecca or Maca, or how they pronounce it. So he approved this version, and he also takes part in that collection with a different song. But the song is great. It has like an 80s, the original one. It has like an 80s feel to it, all kinds of synthesizers and electronic things going on there.
I like it for a couple of seconds. I kind of get.
But I'm a sucker for Paul McCartney. Everything he's gonna do, I'm gonna say this is the best thing ever, and I'm a sucker for everything. So this is the number one now. But I like this. This was released last year, I think. Michael Bublé and Adina Menzel. Baby, It's Cold Outside.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
the
also...
The clip is great.
The clip is great. It has two children, and I think it's the Waldorf Astoria in New York, in the hotel.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That dancing around and singing it to each other. It's a very romantic song, Baby, It's Cold Outside, which is also a cover version on... And it has like this really, I know it's a little tacky, but it has like a really great Christmas feel to it.
So we're talking about Baby It's Cold Outside, I have to tell everybody that's listening, please, on Christmas Day, watch A Murray Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
The
Bill Murray thing.
Yes. The Christmas special that Bill Murray did. These songs, he does all kinds of Christmas songs.
I saw it on Netflix.
He does Baby It's Cold Outside, and does a great version of that. It's so easygoing, and Miley Cyrus...
Baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah. Miley Cyrus does an amazing job. She has one...
he does it with her, the duet?
Well, she doesn't do that song. She does another song, but they do one duet, and then she does a solo song, and I was amazed. She does a really... She returns to that kind of country sounding singing, and she has
the place she came from. Yeah,
it's an amazing control in her voice. It really is great.
She's a good singer.
Yeah,
she's a good. She should like let go of that Instagram crap.
Totally, but it's very weird because the moment she talks in that thing, she suddenly has this low voice. I'm like, what was that?
I think she's doing it on purpose.
Maybe I don't know.
But she really needs to let go of all that and all that bluntness, and just focus on singing. She's a good singer. I like how she sings.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Also, George Clooney is extremely funny there. He also does a little sing part, but it's not really singing. He's just saying a sentence again and again.
Okay.
But it's very funny, and everybody there does such a good job. And I was sitting at home. It was freezing cold. My wife's legs were on me. My cat was on me, and we were watching this thing, all curdled up.
Did you have hot chocolate with marshmallows?
No, but it was such a fun experience. I mean, it wasn't Christmas yet, but we really had a great time. It was. I really recommend it for anybody.
Cool.
Other things I have to say, and this is just if you guys want to experience something kind of weird, is the Cee Lo Green Christmas album.
What is that? Tell me about it.
He did a Christmas album, I think about probably 2 years ago.
Like traditional songs, covers for it?
Yeah. I think he also did a couple of originals there, but it's Cee Lo Green. And I mean, the cover of it is, this Cee Lo Green in the sleigh.
I remember the cover
wacky.
Now. I remember the album cover, but I didn't play it. Yeah,
it's a wacky album. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of, it gets annoying after some time because Cee Lo Green has such a powerful voice. And when it's something like Christmas, he makes it really like, he just doesn't stop with the energy. And that kind of gets annoying. Another one I had was Run the Jewels Christmas song. Is also just very entertaining. If you watch the video for it, I'm sure we have it somewhere on utab. I'm not sure if the musicians have verified it, but it is an extremely funny clip. And those two guys are just... They have fun, and I love seeing people that have fun. Same with Bill Murray; he does just has fun with it, and that's what's great about Christmas and anything in Christmas that you do. Speaking of that, we were trying to think of things that make how to make your Christmas events even more fun. What I wrote in our notes was how to make Christmas rock was the way that we took it. So do you have anything that you'd recommend to make Christmas rock?
Well, I guess just take the time you can take off work and just have fun with your days off and holidays. And how to make Christmas rock. Well, most places in the world you can't go outside because it's so cold.
Yeah.
But how to make that's a tough question, Tomai. I really don't know how to answer that.
I'd start with buying the coolest ornaments you can find. I found one that was a Tyrannosaurus Rex that is dressed up like Santa. I thought that was a good one.
All right.
I saw a couple.
Oh yeah, ornaments is nice.
A couple of Kiss ornaments, which were really cool.
Kiss will be everywhere. Yes,
Yes, of
Kiss
course.
will be everywhere. If it's Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, you can buy something that is related to Kiss. They will be everywhere.
Of course.
But yeah, get some toys. Get some nice toys and put them on your tree or rocking toys.
That is really cool. I also think if anybody has the chops to do it, but to decorate your house, and the only decoration that I have not yet seen and I really want to see is someone make his driveway into a Guitar Hero themed driveway, and that it's
like
playing
the stripes on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea,
That's
man.
what I want to see.
Like the stripes on the floor, and then you can like walk around it.
And you have to press something to make it play, and it's playing Christmas songs.
And do you think it lights when you like Big?
Something, but
like
it has
like the movie Big when you press
something
the
like
lights
that.
and something. Well,
I think
that's
that would
pretty
be the
good idea.
coolest thing.
I think you have your new startup right there, man.
Exactly. Or get one of those placement mats that play music that you can like run around that they always do in Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I say put that in the entrance of your house. Anybody that comes into the house, he'll come in dancing. I think that is the coolest thing to do.
That's great. I always wanted to have my own theme song every time I walk into a room.
Yeah.
That like could be, like the Seinfeld song.
Exactly.
Like the Seinfeld theme song, like everybody like walk into a door or whatever, like dung, dung, dung,
Yeah.
dung, like hey everybody. It's my own. I think they did a bit on that on a Family Guy like a few years ago, like when Peter Griffin, the star of the show, has his own theme song wherever he goes. So that could be a great feature to life.
Exactly.
And if I can choose the theme song like each day or whatever, like if I can have an app for it, and like I'm gonna play like. Stairway to Heaven if like I've been in a moody like shitty mood today, or I can play just Back in Black by AC/DC when I come back home, like I open the door and boom, hey everybody.
Exactly. That'd also be a cool thing for Christmas. Just stick some kind of sensor.
Maybe you should develop this. Maybe we should do this.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, so those were the two things I had. I also thought that it'd just be really cool to get little tiny guitar ornaments and give them to the guests and do it as if they're breaking guitars on stage with little tiny guitar ornaments, just like cling, and it's little tiny glass. You have to be careful because it's glass, but still, I just thought it was a cool idea.
Cool, man. That's great.
Obviously,
ideas.
use utab to play any Christmas song.
Oh yeah, we got lots of those. If you go into utab.com, you will see our Christmas list. Which also has the Mariah Carey song. But listen, there's this version of Little Drummer Boy, which was back in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, was performed by David Bowie and Bing Crosby. And they did this wonderful version of coming in. People know this clip of people coming into a home and have a complete dialogue between them before they start singing the song.
Yeah.
And Noam, our head of music, he has the music theory over here, and he actually tabbed the entire conversation. He actually synced the entire conversation between the two. So if you look into utab, you can hear it and watch the clip and follow the dialogue, which is absolutely great.
Exactly. And if you want to make the whole neighborhood happy, you can put a projector outside and put utab playing all of the Christmas songs so that they can sing along. That'd be really cool. If anybody does that, please take like some kind of picture or video, send it to us. That'd be really cool.
Excellent.
So yeah.
Have a Merry Christmas, Tomai.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this time with your family and everybody else there, and play lots of music and go into utab and play the songs and play guitar and piano or drums. And spend good time with your family. Take the days off and relax because we're working way too hard sometimes.
Yeah, and Merry Chikanika.
Chikanika, is that Hanukkah?
Yeah, I'm just saying Hanukkah. I just had to say Chikanika because that's how it looks.
But just say Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Not Merry.
Merry. Okay, whatever.
But Hanukkah's over, man.
Yeah, that's true.
We've been there.
I don't know. They always put them together, so that's what I did.
Okay, just have a happy winter, happy time. And buy gifts and make the people you love happy and take the days off and play music. And we are going to record a new podcast, which will be on like real soon.
Yep.
And I love that we're doing this. This is great. And I hope you will enjoy this one and the next one's coming along.
And the ones for next year as well.
Yeah. We're going to meet in 2016, man.
Yep.
It's a new year. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening here. This is, my name is Or, and this was Tomai. And what? Facebook. Oh, let's talk about Facebook. Okay, before we go, Tomai mentioned me that you can log into utab.com, but we're also on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram or IG, if you want to call it this way. We're on Pinterest, on Tabler. You just Google up UTAB and you'll find it everywhere.
What's our Twitter handle?
Twitter handle is UTAB Music.
And
Facebook is just UTAB.
Yeah, you can search
Instagram is the same, UTAB Music. Tumblr is the same, UTAB
so it's
Music.
all UTAB Music.
And
in one word.
Just Facebook is UTAB. All the others are UTAB Music.
UTAB Music, one word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.